All right. Gosh, the weeks are going by like they're hours, man. Is it me or does each week feel like just one long day?
I know it's already Thursday. I feel like it's still Monday.
Wow, right? Oh my gosh, dude. And
Or maybe
it's still going. It's the gift
every
that
day's a
doesn't stop
Sunday.
giving. Right. Yeah, the good news is that I'm saving a ton on dry cleaning
Yeah, but I'm
and
spending a lot
gas.
more on food now, even though I'm cooking. I don't know what it is. I'm shopping so much more. Maybe I
Yeah.
just keep going out shopping just as an excuse to get out the house.
That and probably because you know what, we as human beings are always eating when we're a little bit stressed, even if we don't think we're
Yeah,
stressed,
we're
right?
stress eating. Yeah, I really try
Totally
to
stressed.
only shop maybe once or
Don't they
twice a
call it the
week.
Corona 15 or something like that? Where people are gaining at
The
least
extra
15 pounds.
15 pounds.
It's hilarious, man. Well, welcome. Thank you again. And by the way, guys, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And then to the right of that, we have that bell. That it's not a mystery bell. It's a bell that when you click on it, it'll notify you every time we drop a new video and new content. So thank you again. We're here again with Gregory Santos of the agency, real estate agent extraordinaire here in San Francisco. So, man, it seems to me like the buyers are changing a little bit. The emotional part, the what we call the EQ, the emotional quotient of the folks that are coming out of the woodworks wanting to buy. It seems like the buyers that are coming out of the works are a bit more serious about things
Yeah,
lately.
yeah,
What are
that
you
does.
seeing?
Yeah, that seems fairly true because they know what they want. They understand that right now is a time to get their dream home where they're not having to compete with everyone else, right?
Ah,
You put in
yes.
that offer and you get that dream property you've been waiting for, and you still might even get it 20, 30, $40,000 cheaper than the actual list price. So not only are
Right.
you getting a great deal on the mortgage rates, you're getting a great deal on the
Yeah.
property,
You're down
and you're
again.
getting your dream home. I mean, it's the perfect time to get that property.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Now, let's talk about those folks because there's always the standard deviations. Remember the good old bell curve, 25, 25, and then 50 in the middle. You always have that 25 that want to game the system, right? They're the
Yeah.
ones who go, you know what? I want at least 10% off of the listing price. I mean,
Hmm.
let's be serious here. Let's do some real talk.
Well, that's
Like,
because
how
people
good
think.
of a strategy or idiotic of a strategy is that? I mean, honestly, man. Because look, it's good to get a good deal,
Yeah.
right? Of course. Who doesn't want a good deal? But don't be insulting is
No,
what I'm thinking
you
to
don't want to insult
sellers,
people, so you don't
right?
just throw that offer out there. You have communication with the other realtor. You ask them and their seller if they'd even be willing to look at that sort of offer in the first place when it's coming 10% cheaper. Sometimes they might say yes. Most of the time they'll say no, but at least you're not offending them right away just by tossing that offer out. You want to communicate with them because who knows? They might say no, 10%, we won't accept that, but we'll do it for 7% cheaper. Something like that. So it's that communication that really matters. You don't just throw those offers out to people like that because
I love that
you're kind of
strategy, by
taking
the way. I think
advantage of
that's very smart that you would talk to the agent first because you don't want to insult anybody. But in San Francisco, Gregory, is it realistic that we're going to see properties at 10% below the ask in San Francisco proper? Do you think that's realistic?
the reason why it's realistic could be realistic is because the realtors have begun listing transparent pricing. So they're listing higher, kind of expecting that low ball. So it all depends on what price they're
Ah,
actually listed at. So you got to know someone who understands the market, the price per
okay.
square foot. So
That's
then
good.
you would know, okay, 10% under isn't actually that much cheaper than the actual market value. It's more like
I
5%
see.
than
So it's
market.
kind of like 10% off a 400% markup. You got to
Yeah,
avoid.
you got
You
to
got
know
to
what you're
you
doing
got to
when
have a good agent, right, that knows how to catch that. How about this whole talk about some shadow inventory? Not by
okay.
banks, but the
So,
inventory that you can't find that was pulled off of the
mhm.
market because they just pulled the listing.
So what the SFAR, the CCAR, all the MLS systems have allowed realtors to do is pull their properties and put them on hold during this shelter in place so that they avoid having their properties go stale on the market. Now, that doesn't mean that this inventory isn't there. We went from having over 1,000 properties available to almost around 500. Half the inventory disappeared
Wow.
overnight. But the inventory is actually still available. It's technically on hold, but you can find it in certain areas. You won't be able to always find it on Realtor.com or Zillow. You have to go to certain off-market sort of listing groups, but and you would also have to look in coming soon because when they put stuff on hold, you can search prior inventory, but that's not something that you're going to find on all those websites that just feed that sort of stuff. You got to deal with with a realtor who knows how to find that information.
Ah, good, good, good. You have obviously have access to
Yeah,
that.
so I can
That's
double
really
up the
awesome.
entire listing inventory for you with just a couple different searches through my resources.
Yeah, it makes
You're
sense.
going to find that online.
Awesome. Now you have a contractor's background. Are you talking with developers and other contractors to kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
feel what's going on with their side of inventory?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, right now, most new construction has been put on hold because of the
Okay.
shelter in place.
Yeah.
So a lot of people aren't going to be able to put up the houses that had already, spent money to build. And a lot of this inventory isn't going to be there in the next few months like they were planning. The way I'm expecting is the demand isn't going to drop too much in the Bay Area. We're talking about tech jobs here. These people are going
Yeah.
to bounce right back.
Yeah.
Um, most of them are still working from home. They're
That's
not
true.
losing their jobs left and right. So we're expecting this demand to stay where it's at and the inventory to drop. I mean, as soon as the shelter in place comes up, you're going to see those shadow listings we were just talking about suddenly reappear, and it's going to look like the market's saturated, but really all they did was put them on hold.
Yeah.
And then the demand, the supply will be a little bit more than demand for the first couple of weeks. After that, it's going to jump right back up. Because these people still have their jobs, they're still working. We're talking about the Bay Area here, where you're not going to really get more than 10% dip. You know,
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Now, here's my final question to you is when this is all said and done, what do you think is going to happen to property values in the immediate Bay Area?
oh, it's gonna. Well, it depends where you're talking. So, it's gonna jump definitely because the demand is
10%,
always there.
15%, Oakland, Marin,
Yeah,
Peninsula, San Francisco?
yeah. So all my buyers, what they think it's gonna drop to around 10-20%, but really it at max it's going to drop at about 10% if we're lucky. It all depends on where you're at. The demand in
Yeah,
San
totally.
Francisco is pretty much going to stay, and
Yeah,
then the East Bay, it's still very high demand. I mean, we were gearing up for the best year that we were going to
yeah,
have.
that's true.
So I expect it to be back where it's at and actually grow over the next year. It all depends on how quickly the essential workers can actually go back to work, the more essential workers, and how they release people. So
Yeah,
this all depends on everything. There's so many different factors here, but we do know that if you get in now, that mortgage rate that you get is actually going to save you money because we were just discussing this, banks are pulling back on how they're lending.
yeah.
So some people won't be able to qualify pretty soon and they won't be able to get those great rates that are actually available. So how do you
That's
feel about
right.
the mortgage rates? Are they going to be back
Look,
up?
I think they're going to be this low for a while. They have to be because if you think about what's one of the major anchors and pieces of our economy is real estate. Real
Yeah,
estate collapses, the economy collapses. Think about all the other industries that rely on real estate. Pretty much all. Think about it,
yeah,
right? Pretty much. I mean, even tech doesn't that though all the technology companies that cater to our industries. And by the way, their employees have to live somewhere. So no matter where you go, you can't hide from real estate. So it is a major or massive, massive part of our economy. And so, to your point, I think we are going to see a hefty increase in real estate prices right after this. And I'm not talking about everywhere. I'm talking about the immediate
in the
Bay Area,
Bay
or
Area. Yeah.
the bigger, the higher price counties. The Marins, the San Francisco,
Hmm.
the Oaklands, anything that's close to a bridge, right? San Mateo,
Yeah.
Burlingame, Redwood City, Los Altos,
Well,
right?
even the higher end
The,
Contra Costa areas too, Walnut
high-end
Creek,
Contra
San Ramon.
Costa,
Yeah.
Danville, San Ramon.
Yes.
That's right. We're
That's
going to
going to
see
jump
it
right
go
back up.
boom, right? So
Right.
those of you who are afraid to buy now, or you're saying you're being a little bit maybe too nitpicky about having to have 10%, well, I found your 10%. It's called post buying that house.
Yeah.
You're going to
It's going
get
to
that
jump
bump
right back.
after. So that's kind of how I look at it. How do people get a hold of you, Gregory?
You can call me 415-410-1087. Let's see if I can get that clear shot in there. Or my
There it
925
is.
number, 925-408-3667. I'm with the agency out of San Francisco.
Cool. Well,
And
give this man a call so
love
that
to
way
help
he can
anyone
help
who
you navigate on your particular
wants to buy.
situation. If you
Yeah.
have angst, questions, ready to go. First
Look,
step,
I
find out
still
your
have
numbers.
all my buyers are still going to be eligible to buy as soon as they're done with their shelter in place. So the demand is still there. They're going to be ready to go. So why not be the smart buyer and get it and get into your dream home while you have a chance?
Yeah,
Without
well,
people.
the competition's thin, rates are great, and you still have room for negotiating.
Mhm.
Don't wait for the days of 20 offers on every house to come back. That makes no sense. Do it
They're
now.
going to come right back.
Right? It's going to happen. By the way, that's
It
not
is.
an if, that's a when, right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right, man. Well,
Definitely.
hey, stay strong, stay healthy, stay positive, and I will catch you later. Thank you.
Great talking with you.